Live from Sin City, it's the Socks and Pinstripes Podcast. And now, here's the star of the show, Diet Dr. Griffin!
This is Diet Dr. Griffin, back with another episode of the Socks and Pinstripes Podcasts, coming to you on a Memorial Day weekend. You doing anything fun for the extra day, or do you have days off this weekend?
Yeah, I have. So, fun fact for me and for Jeff, actually, the way that the Postal Service, your days off work, every 6 weeks you wind up getting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off because Saturday is our Monday, and not to just go too confusing. Every 6 weeks you get a long weekend. What is particularly great about this week is Monday is a federal holiday, so I get that off, and it's my long weekend, so I only have to work 3 days next week.
Marvelous.
Yeah, it is absolutely glorious. So,
Well, I will tell you about a glorious commercial that I saw last night. So it was a
Okay, yeah.
commercial.
Wait, what were you watching, first of all?
I was watching a movie or something on Tubi. It was a streaming thing. That's mostly where
Okay.
I get my commercials from these days, because I don't really watch a whole lot of regular TV.
Yeah.
I do for like baseball and stuff, like for Sunday Night Baseball and stuff, but
Okay. So while you were watching the Powerpuff Girls, what commercial came on?
so last night, this is like after 10 o'clock, I'm watching a PNC Bank commercial. PNC, as we all know, is the bank
Yeah.
that has the naming rights for the Pittsburgh Pirates Stadium. One of the
Yeah, and it's the stadium that I chose too. So,
Yes, and
yeah.
mostly one of the most beautiful ballparks in all of baseball. I have never been to it, want to go to it. Taylor
Yeah.
has told me that she is going to PNC Park later on this year for the Yankees game, so she's going to have to give me a good rundown of that stadium then.
Oh yeah.
Anywho, the point of this commercial was that there were these parents at a high school graduation, and they were reading off, the commencement. They're reading off all the names and everything, and then when they get to the person's name, it's like J&J Auto Shop, and the whole thing is that they sold the rights to the child's name, because the naming rights to the child to a company, because it's just getting so expensive to raise children these days. And there was like another person that like had their naming rights sold to a tanning salon, and this guy with like overly fake tan popped up on the screen. It
That
was
seems
pretty funny.
appropriate.
It was pretty funny about like investing and stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking like, if you had a child, would you sell the naming rights of your child to a company?
I mean, yeah, probably.
We'll
Just
have
want to
to
see
ask
what
Jeff this
I just
day.
want to see what happens. You're gonna have a bunch of people going around named like ABS or rotary system or
Well, then you got if you have a child named John, then you can, sell a naming rights to Papa John's.
yeah.
And then it's not so bad because your name is John, but Papa John's so and so. And they can make it
Well,
work.
but what if Papa John's went in a completely different direction and was like just named him Pepperoni Pizza? So
Well, then pepperoni pizza, like nobody has domain name naming rights over pepperoni pizza. Like everybody can sell pepperoni pizza, whether it's like, you know, one plate BJ's or another BJ's Brew House, or,
all
Mama.
I'm saying, is there were a bunch of quote unquote smart people in Congress who made corporations people. So I think they're more unpredictable than you think. So
Well, that's more to protect the legality of, the everyday Joe. I mean, that's why you formed an
Dude,
LLC, to protect your entity from
I
being
wonder if they can.
sued.
I wonder if they can commit murder since they're people.
Eh,
It's an interesting. I think we should take that to
I think they're
the Supreme
considered a
Court.
person in the tax sense. I don't think I think people are people in the legal sense, but in a taxable
I
sense.
don't know, Griffin.
Yeah. Okay, well, that wasn't where I was planning on going with that discussion. So this week is the winging it episode because it has been pretty boring out there in terms of baseball news and stuff. Not really a whole lot going on
Hunter
compared to
Green
like the
came back
past
from
few
injury.
weeks. I'm sorry.
Hunter Green came back from injury.
Yes, Hunter Green did come back from injury.
Threw 4 innings, averaged 100 again. My man, my man.
Well, I can tell you, my team has been trying to make the argument of getting the whole five injury list spots happening. It's been
Oh,
trying to do
see,
that.
you know that you already have one person who's on board for that, and that is me. So,
Yeah, and I'm the one who's not on board with it, ironically enough, and I'm the one who probably needs it right now. Because
how many
Alex
injury spots
Bregman,
do they get in regular baseball?
I mean, I don't think there's a limit on actual
Okay,
like
see,
running a
exactly. So if
team.
we're gonna actually play, real fantasy baseball, I think we should have unlimited injury spots. So,
Yeah. I don't think you understand unintended consequences, Shane. Because there's some people you gotta understand. As a commissioner, sometimes I have to be a check to myself. I have to look at
okay,
the things, look at loopholes that I could exploit
yeah,
as well, and try to make things more fair. Because if this is a league where I'm winning it every year, nobody's gonna want to play,
that's
and that's
true. So,
almost been the case.
well, if you would just stop cheating, then we'd all have a chance. So,
But you're the only reason, Shane, that I haven't won three straight. Just so you know.
oh, let's go! Spoiler.
I literally lost. I lost the championship to you 1 year because we tied and you had the higher seed. That
Oh
was
man,
pretty much it.
that
That
felt
was how
so
close
right.
it was for me winning three straight. So
Yeah, well, you have Corbin Burns to thank for that loss. Or not Corbin Burns, Corbin Carroll. So,
he was just the last guy available. If I had kept Francisco Alvarez that week and not dumped him for Logan O'Hoppe, I would have won that week.
yeah,
I
well,
switched catchers at the last minute, and that was it. I even if I had even picked up Mark Canha, I would have won that week.
shoulda,
That I
coulda,
went for
woulda.
Esther Ruiz, and the fact that I know all of this is just how much it still gnaws at me.
Beats at you a little bit.
That's how close. That's the reason you have a championship is because I screwed up.
Oh man, I feel like I also won it by choosing Ronald Acuna Jr., betting that he wouldn't get hurt, and he had a career season. So
Well, Ronald Acuna Jr. actually came back this week. That was something that I just remembered,
yeah,
and
he had a no doubt home run and had a sexy bat flip afterward too. So
he had a home run in his first at bat back, and he hit another one yesterday too.
oh nice, okay.
Yeah, he is back because I've been watching a lot of Braves games lately because I have Ozuna and Olson on my team. I seem to watch Olson hit a lot of home runs. It seems like.
Yeah, that's gotta feel nice. I wish
Yeah.
Christian Walker would start hitting home runs. He's having
Yeah, what
a
is
bit of
it with the Astros and just like when they sign the first baseman in free agency, it looks like it's a good move on paper, and then they immediately just fall by the wayside. Now, I know that Christian Walker hurt his oblique at the beginning of the year. Maybe he just hasn't been able to get out on the right foot because of that.
yeah, I'll probably turn it around eventually. All I know is that is if I ever drop him, Jeff will be the first person to pick him up. So
Well, no, Jeff just has to have another catcher. That's his whole deal.
he's gonna have four. He did. Cal
Got
Raleigh,
He's
by the
got
way,
four. He's got four already. I'm playing him
Cal
this
Raleigh
week.
is having a career year this year. So good for him.
Yeah, he's all you need at catcher. You
Yeah.
don't need to have Adley Rushman and Hunter Goodman and Shea Bangaliers too.
Oh, dude, Shea Banglers. Oh man, speaking of, did you see the Phillies athletics game last night?
No, Phillies athletics are blacked out in where I am, so I can't
Yeah,
watch them.
that's right. We got extra baseball for free, and Bangaliers up, I think with the bases loaded, and they walked to get to him. I think they walked Jacob Wilson to get to him,
Yeah.
and a chance to walk it off and just got barely underneath it and popped it up to the right field line. I was like, ah, God. Could
I'm
have been
I'm
so
I'm
good for
having
a walk off.
I'm having an annoying time with dealing with Rafael Devers right now because like I
Because
watched a couple.
he's being a little bitch. So
Yeah, and well he's been playing. He has not been playing like a bitch. I'll say that because
yeah,
he
yeah,
had an 8 RBI day on Friday.
yeah.
He had
Is he
two
still
home runs.
refusing to go to first base?
Oh yeah, he's still refusing to go to first base.
He's like, I like just hitting. It feels nice. I
He's
was
so
against it at first,
wishy-washy.
but yeah. I was
I was
against it at
beating
first, but now
I was beating Jeff in RBI, and then Rafael Devers has an 8 RBI day, and now I'm losing an RBI. And that
oh,
was just in one.
Jeff has Rafi this year.
Yes, he does. This was the year to have Rafi because he has third base eligibility as a full-time DH, so you don't have that whole error situation you normally have to be
Oh,
worried about.
yeah, dude. Guys commit hit. Rafi Devers commits the amount of errors that my pitchers have given up home runs this week. I mean, it's like been like three a day, basically.
Yeah. And here's the thing, Alex Bregman's hurt now. I don't know if you
Oh,
saw
man.
this. Bregman on
No.
Friday, he just kind of came up limping. I don't even know. I was watching the play. It just looked like he rounded first base, and then all of a sudden he grabs us. He just all of a sudden goes to the medic, medic. And next thing you
Wait,
know,
did he
I'm
grab his
reading.
hamstring?
No, they're saying it's a quad issue.
Yeah, that's 60-day IL right there.
Yeah, apparently what they're saying is that they think it's a significant strain similar to what he had in 2021 when he missed like 50 games, is
Well,
what they're saying.
did I not say 60-day IL? There we go. I found on
Well,
top of
no,
this baseball injury thing. So,
I don't know if they would need to do a 60-day IL with him on that.
well, yeah, I mean, he's just going to miss 60 days, though. That's what
I
I
mean
meant.
that
I know that
they're
the 60-day IL is
speculating
different. But,
that it could be that long. It might not be that long. It could
yeah,
be a month, they don't know. They just said they were just going off of the timetable of what happened in 2021. That's
yeah.
all. Injury
Well,
could be a month. They'd say, "Hey, Corey Seager is going to be out another week," and then reading a report today, oh, he's going to be back tomorrow for the homestand.
yeah, right.
Like they just change their minds on sometimes on these things.
It's like Jordan Westberg has been on the 15-day IL since, I don't know, April. Yeah, April 27th.
Yeah. So
10-day. Sorry,
instead
10-day
of
IL.
moving
So,
instead of moving Rafi back to third, they're actually bringing up the Red Sox brought up one of their prize prospects, Marcelo Mayer, and
oh,
he's
yeah. He was,
covering third base.
that was, I was reading when they picked up Bregman. One of the things I read about specifically the Sox was like, where are you going to put Marcel? Because he's ready, basically. So,
Well, the thing is that Mayer, if you're a shortstop, you can pretty much play anywhere.
yeah.
I mean, what I've also heard is that they're having Campbell learn first base. So
Oh,
they'll
because Rafi refuses to play in the field now. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So you could also put Mayer at second base as well.
no. Oh, yeah, that's true.
But Mayer could also play third. So they have a number of different options. They could now with Bregman being out for a while, you could probably just plug in Mayer at third. And
Yeah.
Bregman is basically signed a bunch of pillow contracts because he signed a 3-year deal, but he has opt-outs after each year.
Yeah.
So my feeling is that it's going to be like when the Red Sox signed Adrian Beltre. He
Yeah.
basically had 1 year in Boston and then just spent the rest of his career in Texas. And I just get the feeling Bregman, as long as he's not like completely injured, coming back from this injury, if he is back to how he was playing prior to the injury, by the end of the year, he'll just opt out.
Yeah, probably.
And then the Red Sox will have Mayer to play at third base while Rafi just becomes the next full-time Big Poppy DH type.
Honestly, I love that for him now. I think he would excel in that position. He's got the attitude for it. So,
Well, he is way more of a diva than Poppy is.
well, yeah, absolutely. But I'm saying he's got that, I'm just gonna stare you down and hit bombs in your face attitude. So
Yeah, and he doesn't even have the cheat code of having to face Garrett Cole right now either.
I know, right? Oh, speaking of which, I have I first time ever. I got a Yankee. Well, I guess I had Glaber Torres on my team. But I got
Yeah.
a Yankee on my team, Will Warren.
All
So
right.
we're doing
Coming to
it.
the dark side, are we?
I just keep losing the pitching categories every week. And so, I'm experimenting. So,
I don't think I have any Yankees on my team this year, and they're supposed to be my favorite team.
yeah,
Hmm.
you're an apologist. So,
I'm a Yankees sympathizer. That is the term I'm going with. A
nope,
sympath
apologist.
No, no, I like the term sympathizer more.
Well, I like the term apologist since you also claim to be a Red Sox fan. So,
I am a fan of baseball. I am a fan of baseball.
oh, is that what you're saying now? Okay.
I've been saying that. Did you see the new Red Sox jerseys, by the way?
They're green, right?
Yeah, they're the Green Monster jerseys. So they
I think
have.
I like them. I think I like them.
I didn't like them at first, but then I started watching the games, and I was starting to grow on me. The only thing I think that's just lacking, and maybe this is just me not being smart enough or not having the time as a full-grown working adult, just put
Yep.
the names on the back of the jerseys, guys. Is it really that hard to do? I don't know the names of everybody. I know the general names, but I don't always know who's who based on what they look like.
Oh, great. So you're really not a real Red Sox fan. All right. So it's all making sense now why you
Well,
like the
no, but
Yankees.
I look at guys and I'm like, I don't know who half the guys are based on what they look like.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I know what Garrett Crochet looks like because he's a bleeping giant.
Yeah, he
He's
really is
like
a giant.
He's like the pitching version of Aaron Judge in terms of size.
I really like the Red Sox, both of their City Connects jerseys. I like the yellow one
Ugh.
and I like the green one. I like them both.
I don't like the yellow one, but I know why they do it because it's the marathon colors and they want to, be respectful and honor the bombing and all that stuff. So I kind of give it a pass on that, but I don't really think they're good-looking jerseys at all.
I see. I had the same thing that you had with the green ones. I was like, I don't know if I like this. And then I watched them play and I was like, you know what? I kind of like these jerseys.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. The font they use for the Red Sox is nice. That would have worked really well if you just put the names on the back of them. So you
Yeah,
just
I
know
don't
who's
really care
who.
about that. Yeah. Well, that's what the internet's for.
Well, yeah, but you're watching the game and it's like, who's this dude on the mound? I've never seen this guy before. And it's just, oh, it's Hunter Dobbins or whatever. I'm like, who the bleep is that guy?
That guy's been playing pretty well for you guys.
Yeah,
So,
but he's somebody who like never heard of before this season though. So it's like, well, what are we doing here?
so
So are you still scared that you're going to lose to the guy who hasn't made innings pretty much since maybe the first week of the season when he's healthy?
no, he's only at 18. So,
Yeah. So you're going to win this week, Shane, okay?
oh man, there's a
You're
first
finally
time.
going to get off the schneid and you're going to win this week.
There's a second time for everything.
Yes. Yes. So enjoy the taste of victory.
Oh man, so, I'm enjoying the taste of being in the penultimate last place. So,
Because you're beating the guy who has 6 IL spots in the pitching department.
honestly, in his defense, I probably would have just given up too. Like, what do you want me to do with that?
Well, you just actually use your IL spot to manage your team. This is the same manager, mind you, who last year drafted Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani in rounds
Oh yeah,
1 and 2
that's
and
right.
should have won the league. I keep
Yeah.
harping on that. If he had managed, even just managed his roster slightly, if you had those two hammers at the top, that's what I dream of every time I do a draft is I want to just do that. And I always seem to pick like the worst combinations in the first couple of rounds. Like last year, I had Corbin Carroll and Ozzy Albies. The
An
worst.
odd
I mean, Carroll has had a great second half
Yeah,
last year, but Albies was pretty much a dumpster fire most of the year, and he got hurt too.
yeah.
Speaking of, so while we have a few minutes here, because I did not plan this show very well at all. We're just gonna go through some random opinions on players, just based on their names. I didn't run through this list with Shane, and I don't know if you have any players
Can
you
I
want to.
can I start? Can I start first?
Sure, you can start.
Okay, Rowdy Tellez, he sucks. Okay, got it off my
I
chest.
wanted to.
Feels great.
Yes. Well, all right. Well, Corbin Carroll, ironically, was actually one of the names that I had on my list. So, we got any opinions on Corbin Carroll?
Dude, I like Corbin Carroll. He seems like he kind of struggled. It seems like he last year he put it together at the end of the year. He's a good ball player. He gets my seal of approval.
I think Corbin Carroll, the way that he's gotten off to a start, he's a sneaky dark horse MVP candidate.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's going to get the attention unless the D-backs start, really, really winning and are a genuine threat to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
But he's probably one of the dark horse guys. People have been complaining because he hasn't been stealing enough bases, but that's because he's been like hitting home runs like Aaron Judge.
Yeah. Well, the only person who's hitting home runs like Aaron Judge is Cal Raleigh and Shohei Ohtani because they're all tied. So,
And Taylor Ward. Taylor Ward
yeah.
has 15 home runs this year, Shane.
It's not 17 though, and that's where they're all at. So,
I mean, 15 home runs. I mean, Taylor Ward's on 15 home runs, and nobody rosters Taylor Ward. That's just how
yeah,
fun.
if you would have told me Taylor Ward was going to hit 15 home runs by what is it, June, I would have said, yeah, right. So I would have taken the against that every time. So
Yeah, everybody just thinks. I think everybody just who we're in a shallower league than usual this year, but
yeah,
I think everybody kind of knows the Taylor Ward story because he gets on a bender and then he just gets ice cold, and every year he ends up with like 25 home runs. But he's gonna go on a cold streak for 2 months and then he'll go on a hot streak again, and he's sort of on one of those benders right now.
well, that's the thing. That's what when people try to convince me that Rowdy Tellez is a good baseball player, that's what they say.
I don't think
Uh,
anybody's trying to convince you that Rowdy Tellez is a good baseball player. So
I
I
don't know.
mean, he hasn't he
I've talked
hasn't
to
earned a
some.
roster spot anywhere.
He's earned a roster
Outside, I
spot
mean,
on the Mariners apparently. So
I don't know. I'm still surprised they gave up on Ty France.
I just, man, preaching to the choir. I want to try not to drop a bunch of f bombs when I talk about Rowdy Tellez. So,
Okay, let's talk about somebody else here.
yeah, that's
Let's talk
probably
about
safer.
Nolan Arenado. What do you think about Nolan Arenado?
Nolan Arenado is interesting. One of the greats for sure. Probably should be playing first base somewhere this year. Those are my thoughts on Nolan Arenado. Love the guy,
I
but
think
he should
I just saw
probably
him
be at
like
first.
I actually saw Nolan Arenado play a couple innings yesterday, and he did this amazing play from third. I think he's still got good defensive chops. I think if he was on a contending team, he would probably be moved over to first base.
Yeah.
If like
I
the
mean,
Red
The
Sox,
St. Louis Cardinals in the last 2 weeks have a combined starting ERA of like 2.3 or something like that. It's crazy, look good. They've been on a hot streak, so
yeah, they actually have been better than anticipated this year. And they're presently 29-23 on a year that they're supposed to be rebuilding.
so
Only 2 games back of your Cubs that you've been on the Cubs all year. Good on you for that.
Cubbies. Dude, I saw a random guy on the street while I was working, and I was like, "Hey, man, I got the Cubs to win the World Series this year." And he's like, "I hope you're right."
The Cubs are going to have to do something with their closer spot, though.
Yeah, they're really gonna Ryan Presley. Although, I mean, he's had a couple of good innings, but not at the closing position. And they're gonna need to go out and get a good, solid reliever. And as much as I want Presley to be that guy, they should make him the setup guy.
You think they would trade for somebody like Kenley Jansen?
Yeah, I think Jansen would be a good option. I'd say you could probably go out and get Batista for whatever reason. The Orioles hate pitching, so
Yeah, this has been a crazy one because the Orioles are now 17-34
yeah,
on
go
the
out and get
season.
Felix Batista. Honestly, this would be the year to do it.
They're
And
only they have the same number of wins as the White Sox right now.
yeah, I would honestly, if I was the Sox, that would be where my eyes would be set. They're in the American League. You're not going to face them unless you completely turn it around. And honestly, by not investing in pitching in all of these years where you should have been, with all of the offensive talent you had, if you want to be a dumpster fire, I'd say you could probably even buy Batista low right now.
I mean, Batista's came back from, Tommy John surgery, and he had another issue related to like the forearm or something that he had to get surgery for. But he came back this year, so he's somebody that could be available if they decide to sell at the deadline. They're going to have to, the way that
Yeah.
things are. They're already 8 games back of the Blue Jays, and they're in fourth place in the AL East.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, they might even be trading coaches too. Who knows? So,
Well, they've
oh,
already
they
fired their
already
man.
did. Yeah,
They
they already
already
did.
fired their manager. I'm sure they're going to be in the free agent market for that. They're going to have to find some
Yeah,
veteran manager to come in, kind of like how the Rangers went out and got Bochy to try to take that team, because they had championship aspirations before this year, and they're going to have to reassess and try to get back to that again.
yeah. And Cubs, I win $500 if you win the World Series. So hook a boy up.
What do you think about Cody Bellinger?
Playing well on the Yankees so far. I think pinstripes seem to suit him well. There's certain players where a change of scenery or like the change of scenery, since I mean everyone wants to play for the Yankees, that's kind of seems to be doing him well.
His
He's
dad played in New York. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
His dad, Clay Bellinger, was with the Yankees in, I believe, the late 90s, early 2000s. I know he was on at least one of the championship teams with the Yankees.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it seems to be he's playing well. He's playing better than he's played in a long time. So
He had like the most random major league career because he played with the Yankees from 1999 to 2001, and then he went to the Angels in 2002. So he basically had like 4 years of the majors and won two championships.
I mean that's should
And
we
then
just call him super
raised his
smart?
son, and then raised the son who 20 years later wins his own championship as part of the Dodgers and is a National League MVP.
Yeah.
And the crowning moment of that is of course, the stoned Cody Bellinger face staring out into the field, to the wilderness, looking at God knows what while on God knows something during a baseball game.
Probably LSD like that Pirates pitcher who threw a no-hitter. They made the
Yes,
documentary about
yes,
him.
Doc Ellis. Yes, yes, I love those Pirates from the 70s. Why
I
couldn't
think
we
that's a
have them?
great doc. Yeah, for everyone listening, it's a great documentary. Stop whatever you're doing and go watch it. So
Yeah, I don't know the name of it, but just Google something with Doc Ellis because he's not he's
I'm pretty
basically
sure if
well
you just
known for
Google
that.
Doc Ellis's name, it comes up no hitter on LSD. I'm pretty sure that's the first hit that comes up. So,
Yeah. What do
what
you
do you think about Cody Bellinger? You never said your opinion.
I mean, I've wanted somebody to name their team Bellinger's Bong for years. I've kind of always thought Bellinger was like one of the more overrated players in baseball.
Because it seemed that way, and it seemed like he was, especially when he was on the Cubs. He just never quite played well. So,
I just didn't think he was that good even with the Dodgers. I mean, this is the Dodgers who are paying $17 million this year to Michael Conforto, but
yeah,
they felt like 2 years ago that, or 3 years ago, that they didn't want to pay $17 million to Cody Bellinger. They
yeah,
let him go outright for nothing, which was kind of.
yeah. And at the time, Forto for Bellinger is a pretty lateral trade. Right now, it seems
Well,
like
I mean, it's a couple years later versus where they are now, but like the fact that they're just going to pay Conforto $17 million this year, but they didn't want to pay Cody Bellinger $17 million when they had the chance to. It's just kind of one of those
yeah.
oddball things.
Well, it's probably because Cody didn't charge them $700 million and defer most of it, since that seems to be the only deals they like to make down there. So,
Yeah, now they're doing that fun stuff now. What do you think about O'Neal Cruz?
O'Neal Cruz, his upside, I think, is stratospheric.
He hit
Unfortunately, he hasn't quite got there yet. So,
Yeah, he's been doing I think he's been doing a lot better this year than in the past. He's finally kind of gotten over the injury issues that he had with the ankle that kind of
Yeah,
hindered him last year. He was kind of like he and Ellie were supposed to kind of be like the same player,
yeah.
and he's sort of doing it now this year because right
I
now he
think
has 10
he's a little
homers
more.
and 18
He
steals.
he gets on base a little more than Ellie does too. I think, right? He strikes out less. So
Yeah, yeah, he had that issue for striking out for a while, and then he got moved to the outfield where Ellie got moved to Ellie Space stayed in the infield. Only Cruz was originally a shortstop and then got moved to the outfield.
gotcha. I should probably move Ellie to the outfield with the amount of errors that guy
Well,
causes every week.
I don't know that they have. I think they have a lot more capable outfielders in Cincinnati than they do in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they
But
got TJ Friedel, Spencer Steer, whoever else is
Cruz
out
is going
there.
to be somebody, though, I think that they're going to get rid of in Pittsburgh. Like they're going to have to get rid of Paul Skeens.
Yeah. Oh, you know what the Cubs could go out and get? They could go out and get Bednar. He's playing well this
Bednar,
year.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So,
Bednar is has been a little shakier though. I mean, they demoted Bednar to the minors earlier this year to try to find himself again.
yeah.
So I mean Jansen at least is somebody that's pitched in big playoff games and stuff. But
That's true.
Bednar's another off. Bednar, I
Yeah.
don't know his free agency situation. Maybe he's got more years to control.
Yeah, Jansen has I just whenever I think of Jansen though, I think of Blue Jays losing that game. We like scored 11 runs or whatever is like the largest comeback in playoff history to win that game as the Mariners, and he was part of the meltdown in the
Huh?
bullpen. So
No, I don't think so.
he wasn't.
No, I don't think Jansen was. I think you're thinking Jordan Romano.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, because Jansen never played for the Blue Jays. Jansen
Yeah.
played
All right.
for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Dodge. He was a longtime Dodgers closer. Then he went to Atlanta and Boston, and then
Oh, was he?
now
He
he's
was
in.
playing against the Dodgers. He was the Dodgers when they were playing the Cheatstros, right?
Yeah, I mean he was with the
Okay.
Dodgers
That's
for most of
okay.
his career.
Yeah, that's where I remember him. So
I think you're mixing Jordan Romano up because Romano was the guy in that game who
yeah,
gave up the runs and everything.
yeah. No, you're for 100%. You're right.
All right. So, what do you think about Sonny Gray?
I actually have not paid any attention to him this year, so I don't even know how he's playing. I know he's on the Cardinals, I think.
He's actually pitching today.
Well, and that's about it. All I know is that he's on the Cardinals and he's pitching today because he just told me. So
Sonny Gray is a
he
funny
had
guy.
didn't he had the one like really good? Didn't he win the Cy Young like pretty recently?
No, he didn't win the Cy Young. I'm pretty sure he finished second in the Cy Young a couple years ago.
Okay, yeah, because he had just a crazy good year a couple of years
I
ago.
think
So
he did when it was with the Twins a couple years ago. He was second in the Cy Young, and then I think he that's when he signed with the Cardinals
birds.
after
Yeah,
that.
yeah, okay.
I remember what I remember most about Sonny Gray is how he didn't work in New York because they kept trying to make him throw his bleepy slider.
Oh, gotcha.
Like he was Masahiro Tanaka and they just wanted him to throw his slider like Tanaka and like, you want me to throw my really bad pitch?
Yeah.
He used a curse word to describe the situation, but yeah.
Yeah, perfect. It's like watching Pete Fairbanks interviews. They're so good.
I'm gonna have to Google some Pete Fairbanks
Oh
interviews.
man, it's like, hey Pete, what happened there? Well, obviously I didn't throw it where it was supposed to go. I mean, he's yeah. Go listen to some Pete Fairbanks interviews. They're hilarious. So
All right, well, we're kind of nearing the end of the show for today, so maybe we'll have some more names next week if things are boring and slow and we have nothing to talk about around the league. Do you have any fun, quirky facts about baseball this week, Shane?
yeah, actually. So I think we've already said that baseball was originally, first played in New York on June 19th, 1845, but it was almost 32 years later before the first rule book for baseball was issued, and that was in 1877.
They went playing for 35 years without a rule book.
32 years without a
32
rule book.
years. Wow. I remember reading some old stuff about baseball where they would play until like they scored 21 runs.
Yeah, they had like there's like a whole bunch of like they got the longest game and then the shortest game is only 51 minutes. They just kind of I guess in the 32 years before there was a rule book, they just kind of winged it. They were like, hey, this is a good stopping point. So
Now, granted, defense was a lot more difficult to play back in the olden days before they had gloves and
when you're
technology.
wearing a leather oven mitt on your hand and trying to catch the ball, it's a little difficult. So
Just a teensy little bit, I think. All right, and on that note, we're gonna end this show. Like, rate, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. Have a safe and happy Memorial Day tomorrow. Watch some baseball.
oh yeah, bye now.